Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the World Financial Group Jim Sullivan Classic from Thistle St. Andrews Curling Club in St. John, New Brunswick. My name is Keith Rains, and I'm joined in the booth with
Dale Parkhill.
Nice to have you here, Dale.
Yeah, thank you.
No, good to meet you. And we're into the 9 o'clock draw. And who do we have here playing tonight, Dale, for our featured match this evening?
We have Team Dexter, comprised of Skip Paul Dexter, Mark Rebar, Michael Borofy, Ben Treaser, and they're playing Team Talon with Rennie Como, Ed Sear, Chris Wagner, and Wayne Talon. But we just noticed that Wayne's not out there, and there's a jacket with the name of Kyle on it, so I'm not sure what his first name is.
We'll just call him Kyle.
We'll just call him Mr. Kyle.
Yeah, Mr. It's like Madonna, Bono, Kyle. So that rink has a record of 1-1. The Talon rink is 1-1, and Dexter is currently 2-0. Got off to obviously a great start. They'll have 2 matches that they'll have to play tomorrow, and then on Sunday, depending if they can be in the top 8, quarterfinals will be going at 8:30, semis at noon, and championship match will get underway at 3 o'clock. So we have 8 games going on this evening. The ladies have taken up 5 sheets of ice, and the men have 3. And Dale will be reporting every couple of ends on the status of those games that we have going on tonight. And we're back at it tomorrow morning. We're on the air at 11:30, and the curlers are here at 8:30 in the morning. But since we have to be here to about 11 o'clock at night.
So Wayne Talon's team has the hammer. Dexter's team's throwing up a center guard. Talon's team's throwing up a corner guard. Dexter has come around to the top of the forefoot.
For you folks tuning in for the first time, we have 18 teams on the men's side, and we have 10 on the ladies. They play 8 ends of curling at this event to try to keep everything on schedule and not to wear out the competitors too much. This weekend also in Moncton as the U21 Junior Championships are underway, playing up there, and starting in Ottawa this weekend is the qualifier for the Olympics, the Roar of the Rings. And I guess we have a few folks from the St. John area going to be up in Ottawa this week.
Yeah, I'm told there's a few up there.
Told.
Not there with them.
Have they been texting you and
No, not yet.
Facebooking you?
Actually, I just found out tonight that our co-coach for our New Brunswick wheelchair team is up there visiting his brother and watching some curling.
How convenient.
Yeah.
Visiting the brother.
Yeah.
They're using the family excuse.
Yeah. He didn't even invite me to go.
Well, that was like Mike Dobson. He helped organize everything, right? And I go, oh, geez, Mike, I look forward to seeing you. Oh, I won't be there, Keith. I go, why? What do you mean? Oh, I'll be with Wayne Cooper.
Yes, Wayne's
Another
the one I
one.
was talking about.
Yes,
Co-coach our
Coop.
wheelchair team. Yeah.
Coop's a character.
Spent a lot of time with Wayne.
We all have our crosses to bear.
Actually, last year we drove to Montreal together with my son-in-law John, and who plays on the wheelchair team.
Okay.
We drove up, so that was a fun trip. Driving up with Wayne. That was for the National Wheelchair Championship. So that Talon's going to try a run back, take the one off the forefoot. He does. It rolls to the 8. So Dexter's line 2. One top 8, one back 12. Cloud hammer.
And it's good. You see some familiar faces. Obviously, we broadcast this event last year, and you'll see this is a great event to help prepare the teams as they get ready for their provincial playdowns. We have Jamie Murphy, obviously from Halifax, back again this year. And he's playing on the sheet just next to our featured match. There's a nice shot there by Brody.
Beautiful
Brophy.
shot.
And that's an air confidence when you get that draw weight going early.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get some times here on draw weight, hog to hog, just to see if it's going to change.
See, here's the coach.
Yeah.
Here's the coach now. We've had other people, we won't mention names.
But,
Kevin Baban,
I think he's trying
Stephen
to
Thompson. We got Dale. He's got the stopwatch up here, okay? We're getting high tech here now. We might have to have you back.
Yeah, he's playing the right back. Nice shot.
Nice.
It rolls out, but got rid of that one on the forefoot. And we'll try and imagine they'll be drawing again. We'll try and time this draw just to see what the ice is running.
That was Chris Wagner.
We'll be doing it hog to hog because that's what I'm used to with wheelchairs because it's sort of hard to get split times with a wheelchair. So we'll do hog to hog so we can relate to. Might be a bit light on this one. Root sweepers can take it a long ways though. Little over curl. That was 14-4 to there, so we'll just try another one later. So they're coming around the center guard again. Talon's team coming through that narrow port. Trying to get to the forefoot. These guys are hiding under the tree here. It's sort of hard to see when they're coming out of the hack. We've got the Christmas decorations here hanging.
That's Ed Sear.
Great curl on this ice. We curled on it Wednesday night after they did the flood, so it really goes.
We were talking with Spencer McWhinney there, on the Dobson team, who's playing against Murphy in the next sheet. And he was talking because you not only did you resurface the ice, but you did something to the rocks.
Yes, they textured the rocks as well, which is running them across some sandpaper just to sharpen them up a bit to get a little more curl. These rocks are fairly old, so they need a little help once in a while to get some curl. So we usually do that before big events, like cash wheels and provincial playdowns and such things. We do a flood and texture the rocks.
And it was interesting having a little chance one-to-one talk to one of the actual curlers there, and Spencer, sort of made a little joke, but he goes, so they flood the ice, they texture the rocks. Home ice advantage just out the window.
Right. Play on this in this club all up until now this year, and doesn't mean a thing anymore.
Doesn't mean a thing. That was funny. A lot of truth, but
yeah. So
things you got to do. Right?
Make it fair for everyone.
Yeah.
So looks like they're coming around that guard. The Talon team. Probably can get to the edge of the forefoot buried. They do have hammers, so I think they're laying one right now.
There's Ed's final shot for him in this end.
Lots of room, but they don't curl. They tend to curl a lot from the hog line in at this club, so. Good shot.
Yep.
Where he wanted it. But we'll see if they're going to do a run back or come down to that back one maybe and they can be shot.
That's one thing about a curling rink. You want to keep your refreshments cool. Just line it along the wall of the rink. You don't need a big freezer, cold room. No, you got a cold room.
Yeah.
Call it the curling rink.
We have a men's spiel here to open our club every year called the Riverboat. And that stack is about 3 times that large going into the weekend, and there's very few left at the end.
You
We
say
have about
there's
40 teams here.
Steve, we were talking a little bit about the riverboat, and that's after Thanksgiving, 40 teams, teams coming from Maine, all through the Maritimes.
Yeah.
It's a great fun event.
Yeah.
Lots of curling, lots of competition, and a good time had by all.
It was funny. We played a team from Boston in that Bonspiel, and I was skipping or calling the house, and I stepped back and I tripped over a rock and fell down. And the guy from Boston said, "Oh, you're a seasoned faller." He said, "I seen you tuck your chin in on the way down." You wouldn't hit the back of your head. I've fallen a few times, but I hope I continue to do that.
Nice shot
But
here.
they were a great bunch of guys to curl against.
Yeah. There's Paul Dexter with his first shot.
So I think red is probably lying 1 right now.
We'll take a look at the overhead. Well,
Close.
actually, no. Yellow is shot stone here,
Okay.
and red is second, third, and fourth.
Oh. So maybe they're just going to come down to that one rather than hit it. I think they've made a decision yet. Yeah, he just wants to come down and tap it back maybe and roll a little bit under that other red one. Half buried. Looks like he's just throwing. Probably back house weight or oh, he's just coming to it. We'll see what ends up. But we do have lots of rocks in play across all the sheets.
Mm.
Sheet 2 is ahead of everybody. See what he wants to do with this shot. Doesn't look like a lot of ice to just draw to it, so I'm thinking he's probably just playing hack to back house weight and tapping it through.
That's Rene Como. Skip. I guess we could call it the Como's team.
Yeah.
Wayne, MIA.
Wow.
There's a nice shot.
Yeah,
Beautiful shot.
Just what he wanted. Rolled in into that red, so he's laying 2. Pretty well buried. Guess he can draw down in front of it. And be probably number 1, at least number 2. Yeah, there's the ice for draw. Everybody seems very energetic out there for Slate in the day.
Mm.
Even our club play, we start our latest shift at 8 o'clock, so we a 9 o'clock shift is quite late.
Well, we'll see how they are at 10.
Yeah.
Okay. They could hit a big wall here.
Yeah. You'll notice there's a lot more time in decision making when this event's not being timed. There's more discussion, decision making. It's going to change now, I think. Try and play the double.
Once he got back here a bit, looked at it, goes, I don't think that's enough.
Yeah.
It looks it looks one way in the house, and you start going down and go, maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe a better decision can be made. Not sure if you can see enough of that yellow one to make the double, but he might at least hit it and roll over. He squeaks the red one, red guard. Looks like he might what he's called. They hit. Time this hit and see. He's throwing. Dexter. Throw.
Last shots for Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
That's
crashing.
good, yeah.
We might get it
Oh.
that way.
Plan B.
Yeah, really. No count. I think he's still laying number 2, so it's a draw for 2.
And from the Steve Thompson book
Yeah, I heard about
of
that
scoring.
book.
It's quite a book.
Yeah.
And, it's a great book to buy. Christmas is coming.
Yeah.
Steve's, in one of his chapters on scoring,
Yeah.
winning curling
Yeah.
is when you have the hammer,
Yeah.
score 2.
Yes.
When you don't,
Only give up 1.
give up 1. And Steve's conclusion is you should win
Yeah.
the majority of the games that you play
Yeah.
if you go with that philosophy.
Right. Yeah. My son took a Learn to Curl program. My son Luke from Steve. So he continues to follow up on his students all the time.
Steve will be having a signing.
Critique them.
Yeah. And he will have a book signing tomorrow afternoon here for any of you who want to come in. And
Looks like a good shot, drawing in for 2. Sweeping it quite hard, but
That's
they
Rene
take it
Como.
forward. Into the 4-foot.
nice
2.
shot.
2
And
for
it's
Dexter.
nice to get that draw weight down early in the match.
Right.
So they take an early 2-0 lead over Dexter. Dexter's 2-0 in the play so far in the Talon rink. The Como rink is 1-1. So this is, they're all big games. I mean, as we said, only 8 teams out of the 18 will make it to the Super Sunday. So, and you can see tonight already, you mentioned it, Dale, like there's a lot of rocks in play earlier on. And earlier today, like the games we were doing, they were, the house was pretty clean in a lot of the draws. And later on, they started to get a little bit earlier on. They were keeping it pretty clean, but tonight, just looking across the different sheets, is everyone's going at it.
Well, and they maybe just get a little more comfortable with the ice too,
Mhm.
and feel more comfortable putting the rocks in play. But it might have to do with being later after a couple games and wanting to get a win or 2 that they need.
Let's put the pressure on. Like I know, like Heidi Hanlon, for example, she loves rocks and play.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Heidi, hey, more the better.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't bother her a bit.
No. And she had a tough loss there this afternoon. So she wants to come back here strong tonight. She's playing McPhee. And Hanlon has taken a 2-0 lead in the first end over McPhee. And as the games go on here, Dale will get everyone up to date. And that's the key thing too, folks. I mean, tonight, if you're tuning in, you're watching the Dexter or the Como team, which is great, but obviously this is the only time they're on our sheet unless they get to the playoffs.
Right.
But we will be updating the other games as they go on. So tomorrow, you want to keep contact of what's happening, tune in, and like I said, we'll give updates every couple ends. So you can so we'll keep you guys informed at home what's going on here at the 6th annual Jimmy Bondsfield.
So Talon scored 2 in the first end. Now Dexter has the hammer. Talon came into top 8, and Dexter's throwing up a corner guard. So now Talon's team will try and throw up I thought they were going to throw up center guard, but they're coming right in around that one, I guess. The ice curls enough that they can get to the 4-foot and bury around behind that top 8. Should only be a short run back for Dexter's team to try and make the double, and maybe even roll under the corner. Curling around. And get it
He wanted to hit and stay there.
Yeah, well, I think he wanted to hit, make the double and roll into the corner guard, but curled on. So now Talon's team, Como is going to take off the corner guard. Now that he can hit it, goes to the 4-lock rule. Wasn't about to hit it until now.
And from talking with Mr. Thompson, 2018-2019 season going to be the
Yes, I understand that, yes.
5-guard rule.
Yep, 5 free card zone, 5 rocks. Yeah. So that was a good shot. He took off the corner guard and rolled over for a. Actually, probably could be called another corner guard for the. But it's this yellow one's open. We're gonna hit that, try and roll under.
Big thank you has to go to our sponsors here, World Financial Group, this is St. Andrews Curling, Molson Coors, and the Canadian Mental Health Association for their support of this event, and of course, the staff and crew of Bell Alliance, TV1.
That was a good shot. He hit and rolled to the other side. I think they probably wanted to hit and roll under, but it was in the open. Coleman's going to try and hit it. Maybe roll closer to the center. We talked a lot of rocks in play in the first end. There's not as many this end so far. Anyway.
We're down to one sweeper here.
Getting rolled out. Now they're going to try and come around this yellow guard, which is probably closer to a corner guard than it is a center guard. I guess draw weight is here. Curl, yeah. Take it back as far as they can to try and bury it. Try and hit it just right to the open side. Throw back weight. Good shot. It's going to guard.
That's the room.
That's room. And he rolled where he tapped the broom. There's exact shot he wanted. I don't want to stay there for them to go down. The other team to go down, hit and roll into the guard, so I'm going to roll over.
That was Ed Sear with a good shot. In the other games, we have Smith and Pickney on the women's side up 1-0. And Armstrong and Tatlock 1-0 for Armstrong. And Malay
Green.
and Graham 1-0 for Malay. And in men's action here, we have Mayhew up 2-0 over Sullivan. And that'd be, is that Dave? Dave
Yes,
Sullivan's?
that would be Dave, yes.
And women's play, Robert Shaw's up 2-0 over Hicks. And in men's action, Dobson's up 2-0 over Murphy of Halifax. The Mayflower there, or the Mayflower Club, I believe,
I
Jamie.
believe so, yes.
And our final women's match is Hanlon is up 2-0 over McPhee.
Right.
And that covers all the sheets.
On our sheet, it's 2-0 for Team Talon over Dexter. Now they're going to take off this guard. Try to keep it open. Try to probably force a blank end. Oh, sorry, there is a yellow one in the house, so I'll take this off, that might hit that. Let's go for a blank. It's late in the end now. A whole lot going on for Dexter. Wait. If you'll wait. Wipe the nose. There's a red one under there.
Well, I was
See,
wondering.
That's that hide behind that tree.
I
Sorry
said,
about
why
that.
is he trying to get rid of his rock there? I said, I'm not understanding. Is it something I missed in Steve's book on strategy? Because I'm not seeing that one.
Yeah,
Now,
sorry.
that makes sense.
Yes, that makes big sense.
Okay.
That was a good shot. That was that red one. Was
He
hiding under
had that
tree.
covered up nice there.
Yeah.
From our vantage point, going, why is he throwing it at his rock that much weight?
Oh, you didn't see it either.
I didn't see it either. I was
I thought it
was
was
keeping
just
my
me.
mouth shut. Okay, man, you're the coach.
Yeah. And then he was just peeling the guard, so
Yeah.
he couldn't go around.
So why are they- okay.
All right. Now that we got that straight,
Okay.
we made a nice run back.
I feel better.
Yeah. Everyone at home who could see things.
And that, just touches it.
Yeah. I was he was just trying to.
There's a break.
I think hit it and roll under.
Yeah, that's a break for Talon. Como's team. I don't know what we can call it. I should have talked. Wayne should have told me when I was downstairs that he was taking off
Yeah.
on the evening match. And said,
Yeah.
oh no, the boys got it.
Yeah.
He never said a word.
Never said a word. Now you gotta get your fifth in the game. Some opportunities.
Well,
Right,
like you said,
each
this
other.
is a young team, right? And,
Right. Yeah.
and it's good. It was funny. I think it was last year. The Tankard, and there was a team that was going to go to the Travelers, and they went to the Gage and played just to, it was the last qualifier.
Right.
They said, oh, we'll just go and get some games in. Well, geez, they qualified for the Tankard.
Oh wow.
Because obviously you can't qualify for the Tankard and go to the Travelers, right?
Right.
That's how it
Right.
works out.
Right. So did they back out of the tankard in the
No, they played.
end? Yeah.
So how does that all work out? Because then you can't go to
Yeah.
the Travelers for 2 years. Is that?
Yeah. How you?
You can't go this year because
No.
you were in the Tankard last year.
Right. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Anyway,
Well,
that was
there was.
yeah. It was kind of.
Well, some other Travelers team was probably happy.
And I mean, they had good games at the Tankard, but they were losing, and that was one of the things. Was that, gee, they really wasn't planning on making it to the Tankard in the first place. Well, that's probably why they made it, because there was no pressure on them. They just hey, go and throw some rocks and have some fun, and whatever happens, we're not really concerned.
I think they may be throwing up a guard here. There's no red ones hiding in there. I'm not seeing this time. Is there?
If there is, Dale, we're getting you new glasses.
I just got my glasses today. Most Lynn's out cutting for a Christmas tree, so
See, now there's an all-Canadian story right there, right? Did you hear that, folks? Just threw it in there, right? Oh,
Yeah.
I was out cutting my Christmas tree.
yeah. So I just got them back today, so getting used to it. So yeah, they come around. They must have been drawing or trying to draw around that one at top 8. Touch short, but they're only in 2.
So where did you get the tree at?
We are actually up on the Kingston Peninsula, a tree farm up there with our family, and looking for trees for them. So we have an artificial, but my 3 children will get real trees.
Yeah.
And actually, it worked out well because all 3 of them have bought houses in the last few years, and the real estate agent that looked after their house, he was an outing. He gave us free trees, so they needed my truck. And they got free Christmas trees from them. So everybody was happy. It was a good, nice day last Saturday, 25th.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It was like, 12 degrees out or something?
Didn't realize I'd lost my lens until I went back home and tried to look at my phone.
Said, okay, something wrong with my arm here. My arm's not long enough.
Yeah. So I think they must be trying to play the double and roll. Maybe roll under that if that's possible. I think they can do that. Let's see. touching it with the brooms. Roll under. Mismade the double. Nice shot.
If you have a chance, folks, visit bellline.ca/TV1 for the community channel schedule. TV1 is available to 5 customers in Atlantic Canada on Channel 1. Vibe TV1, powered by Bell Alliance. Keith Rains and Dale Parkhill, we're here in the gondola at the Thistle St. Andrews Curling Club for the 6th annual WFG Jim Sullivan Classic. 18 men's teams, 10 women's teams. Playoffs are Sunday morning at 8:30, quarterfinals, semis, and finals. Finals get underway at 3. And we're into our last draw of the evening. All sheets have teams on them. As for the men on the men's side, this is their 3rd game today. They played in early the morning draw, and then this afternoon a lot of them played at 3, and then now they're going at 9. So I guess for some teams it's good to get those 3 out of the way. They only have 2 tomorrow, so it gets them a little fresher for Sunday come playoff time.
So Eds here just made a nice hit and rolled. Didn't roll quite under the guard, but rolled that way. And, we're going to try a hit, I believe, probably, and roll back away from there, just in front of that yellow. There's only one yellow one, so he's just going to try to hit roll away. We look towards a blank in this end.
The Talon team is back on the ice again tomorrow morning at 11:30 as they take on Paul Dobson. And the Dexter crew is also on at 11:30, and they will take it on Robert. So they're on at 11:30, and our marquee match will be Heidi Hanlon's squad will be taking on Kathy Hicks as our featured match. Heidi Hanlon, former senior world curling champion, and a champion of many other.
Yes.
And we were fortunate enough this year, as her team was inducted into the New Brunswick Sports Hall of Fame this May. Town of Quispamsis put on a great event at the Q-Plex, and where they were inducted, and another local team, rowers, the Flood brothers, were honored at that event too.
So looking at sheet 1, Veronica Smith team is up 3-0 Inky. And on sheet 2, they're in the 3rd end, and Tatlock is ahead 2-1 over Jennifer Armstrong. The rest are all scores haven't been posted yet for the 2nd ends. Get them to you as soon as they're up. Dexter, I assume, must have, they blanked the 2nd end, so. No, they must have scored because.
Oh, they got one.
They got one, that's right, he just hit and stopped. Just set her guard up. So Dexter, Talon's ahead 2-1 over Dexter, 3rd end.
Trying to get around that guard, and he's going to brush up against it.
Right.
That's why we put those guards out there.
Right. Away. He's just got made a quarter guard out of that red one. So. They're going to try and go around the center guard now. Dexter.
Plan B.
That's right.
Fill in the hole. Coming up later this, well, into the new year, the women's, the Scotties will be underway. Moncton will be hosting the Scotties this year, January 3rd to 7th, early this year. I guess that's because of the Olympics.
Probably is, yeah.
And the men will be in February. They'll be up in the Miramichi. And another big event that will be happening in New Brunswick this year is the U18 National Championships, and that's going to be hosted April 9th to 14th in St. Andrews, New Brunswick. So it's unusual that New Brunswick hosted them there because they were in Moncton last year. So I don't know how that all worked out, but unless there wasn't a lot of people putting their hands up to host U18, but
U18, that's fairly new.
that is new. From what I understand, I was up at the Senior Nationals in Fredericton, and there was a donor, quiet donor, who thought there was a gap because the juniors age is 21.
Right.
Well, you get kids 16, 17, a lot of times they don't have a chance to play against the 19, 20, 21-year-olds.
Right.
And he thought that curling was missing out on that age group because if you get those kids, then all of a sudden they're going to lose interest.
Right.
Right? There's, well, what's the sense here? Like, yeah. So he donated X amount of dollars to the Canadian Curling Association with a tag that to host the U18 championship.
Perfect. Very nice.
That's how that all started.
So Talon drew to the back four and
From my sources.
from your sources,
From my
which are much
sources.
better than mine. And Dexter tried to come in around in front of them, but they come up a little bit short. So Talon is laying one at the back four for right now, and they're going to try and draw around a second one. I believe they're trying to go through that hole off this, around that red one just to the right of the center line. Starting to curl now. Not quite.
Oof.
Now red might become one because they didn't quite curl enough and tapped the red up.
Yep. Shot stone for Dexter.
So what's the call? He's going to try and hit the other one and roll over. Expose the red one.
I was teasing some of the curlers today because, you know, they get all warmed up. They, you know, before their matches, they're out stretching. And, you know, some of them are coming up here to the upstairs and stretch and move around, and they play for 2 hours. And they get off the ice and they go and sit down.
Yeah.
No stretching, no nothing. The muscles, the back is stiffening out. Look, we're talking about back issues,
Yeah.
okay? Of course, I know you stretch before and after
Yeah.
when you curl, because you know anyone that has back problems would do that.
Yeah. Especially when they throw with the stick.
Yeah.
So that was a nice shot. They took the other one off, exposed the red, and it rolled over. But yes, that's true. We learned that in the competitive coaches clinic that yes, you got to stretch before and after the games. Their wheelchair team, we have a hard enough job getting them to do it before the game, but I think they pushing around, they get lots of movement going on.
Well,
after the game.
especially like where you're playing, like, well, some of these teams could be playing 8 games
Yeah.
in 3 days.
Yeah.
And like you said, like, I mean, especially you watch the sweepers.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting sometimes a big workout, you know, their lower body, the back, the shoulders, the arms,
Yeah, for sure.
you know, and shot coming in here.
Yeah,
He's
very
going
nice
to get a
shot.
nice hit, a nice little roll.
Very nice.
Talon will have the final shot there. The Como squad,
Team White.
Team White, Team Everest.
Yeah, Team Everest. Lots of names for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the hammer and they're laying 2 right now. Dexter's trying to come down. I think hit and just maybe flopped in under the rock pile there. He's by. Good shot. Didn't roll the other way. It was a nice shot. Nice control weight. So he's lane number 1 now. So we got some more scores on sheet 3. Graham scored 1, so it's 1-1 between Sarah Mallet and Shelley Graham. Sheet 4, we haven't got a score up yet for the second end. Sheet 5, Sylvia Robson's at 3-0 over Hicks. And Jamie Murphy scored 1 on sheet 7 in the second end, so it's 2-1 for Dobson over Murphy. And Heidi Hanlon stole 1 on sheet 8 in the second end, so she's up 3-0 over McPhee. So they hit and roll over, hit that red one, that was number 1. They're going to hit it again and roll back in front of the yellow one.
Mark Robar with the shot. His last shot of this end.
It's always curling on it, eh? Piece.
Going right through.
Through the uprights. It's a little down weight based on the ice he was calling. It really I find we played in these sheets on Wednesday night, it seemed the farther out you go with your broom, the more it curls. The farther out to the side you go. So it's nice to know that, but then you got to take it into consideration. Yeah. Sometimes.
Well, and what he wanted to do was just sort of glance out outside one and go across and hit that second one.
I don't know whether he wanted to hit it or just roll in front of it, but
okay.
He wanted to hit and roll to the center for sure. Now they've got to draw around.
Yeah, it's opening up for the Team Everest. Must be his second shot. Beautiful weight. Bringing around from the 4 foot. Buried. See what the call is this time. He must be drawing down to that one that was just thrown. Yeah.
Maybe tap it back a bit.
Rolling.
Yeah. I didn't see the call. Maybe it was going to be a corner freeze, or maybe he was going to try to hit it. It's hard rock to hit. It's very well buried. Let's see. What happens here? Still going to score on sheet 4. 2-0 on Dave Sullivan.
First stone for Dexter.
Draw down, I think, to that yellow one that's buried on the 4 foot. It's going to curl.
This. Is that going to miss everything?
Right. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
No.
Oh, he did.
He did. There's 2 of them. Back-to-backs.
Oh.
Now, are they going to put up a guard here and sort of protect their assets?
Well, I would.
What do you think, Coach?
I think you, when you got the hammer, you try not to put up too many guards.
Well,
because you want to
okay.
keep it open for your last shot.
Yeah.
So you might
Okay,
even
I see it. I see what you mean.
just come in to the 8 foot or draw to the outside, just to keep it open for your last shot. But people have been known to put up guards when they have the.
What's he want? He would like to freeze to.
I think he just wants the same shot. Just come
Yeah.
down and to a corner, freeze it. It would be very difficult to do anything. All they'd have would probably be a freeze the other yellow one on the left side.
You would think Swiffer would want to be a sponsor of this.
You would think so.
Because all I've seen that, like everyone's like cleaning the house and look at they're always around cleaning. I think it's a natural fit.
Yeah.
Swiffer,
Yeah.
you do it on the ice, do it at home.
Yeah.
Training. You want to train for your curling?
Yeah.
Swiffer it.
Yeah. Swiffer it. Yeah. It wouldn't be a good option for a sponsor, I don't think, for a wheelchair team because we don't sweep. So.
Okay.
But you're right for something like this, it would be wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. Have to make a note of that. They're always
They're always cleaning something.
they're always cleaning. Huh? They
Yeah.
go up the ice, they clean.
Yeah. So let's see where he's going. I think he's just going around the same spot to the right side, around that
Ready, Como.
rocks. Trying not to leave a double. It might be a little heavy and wide too. Probably want to sweep it back so they don't leave a double. It's heavy. He's in the same spot that.
Yeah. He's just a little lighter though. He
Yeah.
gets. That's a slick piece of ice right there, I guess.
Lots of curl considering he's
Yeah.
almost buried behind that one without 4 foot, and he's at the back 4.
And this is the last shot now for Dexter. They're trying to decide that.
So, trying to save the end somehow.
Yeah.
It's already down 2-1 and
And yellow is counting 4.
counting 4.
And they're thinking, how did this get out? Well, you missed twice.
Yeah.
That's how it happened.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes one bad end and then you're scrambling. Believe me, I speak from experience.
I live and breathe, my friends. I live and breathe. Been there, done that.
Yeah. Well, I think he's just trying to draw down to that one that they just threw. Draw down in front of it, so cut them down. You could probably take at least 2 or 3 out of the equation if they get in front of that one he just threw. He's just throwing it, so it's just a little heavy.
Last shot for Dexter here in the third end.
This one we're sweeping diligently. It's refereeing diligently.
Not until they start paying money.
Okay. You never know, it might come flooding in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's probably going where he wanted to in the first one.
Good shot. Nice shot. Now let's see, get the overhead. See what we're looking at here. It looks like he could be second shot.
Oh, good. Cut them down.
Yeah,
Please.
because the other 2 yellow in the back are just biting the 4.
He is
It
good
looks
this
like the
one.
red has a little bit more. Definitely, yellow is shot rock. But if they can nudge that red out, then he could count 5.
Yeah, a little tough to rip. It's pretty well buried, so he's probably just going to draw down and try and take his 2.
Well, I'm just talking a little nudge.
Little nudge, doesn't take much.
It doesn't really take much to get that out of there because he's just, if he is second shot,
Just sideways a bit.
just a little tap to the right. And
Yeah, well,
we'll see what transpires here, folks.
he's taking a lot
Don't
more-
you dare leave.
He's taking a lot more ice than what they were taking
Yeah.
before for those other shots.
This is
but
the last shot for Como.
just drawing a full 4 foot. They're coming to that back one. First 2.
Always worries me when there's no brooms on it.
Yeah.
but at least he's got some
back.
backing there.
Yeah. It looks like he scored his 2.
Yeah.
So we were waiting for a score on sheet 4, and we were waiting for the second end. We've got 2 ends now. So Sullivan scored 1 in the second and made it 2-1 after 2, and then Matthew scored 3 in the third. So he's up 5-1 over Dave Sullivan, fourth end.
2. They said they counted 3 there. So that was a big end for the Como squad.
Yes.
Team Everest.
They did get 3.
Yeah.
That overhead.
Well, like you said, sometimes the overheads are just a little
I know,
off, right?
I know.
And they were all close there, just biting the 4. So,
Yeah.
and with the
Time
red
to tell.
rock on the red, it looked like
Yeah.
I was giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't.
He was hoping and praying.
He was hoping.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I helped install the cameras that we use here in the club for our, it's sometimes hard to get them over that center and being able to have a shot go straight down.
Gotta
But,
get those engineers out here with their laser beams and.
Actually, that's what I did. I had a laser level sitting on the button pointing up.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I had to find some use for that level.
I paid big dollars for that.
It's a big gift to be very gift. You got to use it.
Yeah.
So Talon's team is up 5-1 after 3. They just threw that one through the house, so that was might even been a plan, just to leave the thing in play.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Joined by TV1 Scott Squires as he chats with Cyril Lunny on CTV's Sideline Scoop each Monday at 8:40 a.m. Atlantic, 9:10 a.m. Newfoundland. Get up to date on Bell Line by TV1's weekly AUS sports coverage. That's Sideline Scoop Mondays on CTV Morning 9 Atlantic. Keith Rains joined up in the booth with Dale Parkhill as we're here into the 4th end of this match, and Team Talon made up of Rene Como, Ed Sear, Chris Wagner, and Kyle. Picked up 3 points in that last end to take a commanding lead.
So Dexter's thrown up a corner guard after Talon's first shot went through, and now I believe that Talon's just trying to draw a top 4 foot. Just to take the play away from that corner guard. Looks like a good shot. Top button. Very good. This one I should have been timing.
And Dexter coming into this match was 2-0, and Talon squad, they were 1-1. So this would be a big match for Team Everest if they could hold on to this victory to go up 2-1. Makes it a little better going into tomorrow's action.
Looks like Dexter's trying to throw up a second corner guard. It's going to get a little deep
He's in.
in the house. So they'll have a chance to hit that. Oh, in front of there. Another shot on the button.
So what other events are coming up on your schedule this year?
Our schedule, as far as curling goes?
Yeah.
Well, we curl on Saturdays. We practice with our wheelchair team, and the Canadian Championship is in Leduc, Alberta, starting March 25th.
Oh,
to
Leduc,
1st.
yeah.
So we're trying to get ready for that.
And Leduc is just, is that just north of Edmonton?
Yeah, that's where the airport is. In
Yeah.
Edmonton and Leduc, yeah.
They've done a lot of...
Yes, they look like a beautiful building there.
I was up, Aaron Kennedy, we were out to Canadian Sports Tourism Conference there a few years ago. And Leduc had hosted the midget championships out there, hockey.
Okay.
And we had put a bid in, Quist Van Sis had put a bid in to host it here. So we took a half a day and we went out to visit the folks out in Leduc, and
Right.
they toured us around their facilities and stuff. And wow, you talk about great recreation sports facilities. And that community would be what, the size of maybe like Fredericton, like 50
Yeah,
some
I'm not
thousand,
sure how big it is.
50, 60,000, I think, out in
it's
that
not
area.
many. Yeah, it probably is. It's the outskirts of Edmonton,
Yeah.
so it's probably.
But a big promoter of sports and hosting,
Yes.
and that's great to see. And you'll have a great time out there. They'll definitely they're excellent hosts.
Forward to it. Just gotta get the game on the ice to par and be able to compete with those teams. A lot of teams, and not us, but our skip does. Our skip plays in league play, but a lot of teams play as teams in league play across the country.
So do you have provincial playdowns first?
No, we don't. We
No?
don't. We only got five chairs.
Okay.
So we don't have enough to have a provincial play down. But we're
Okay.
hoping someday we'll have enough.
Well, you just need competition.
Yeah, because they never play against another team in a chair until they get to a Canadian championship. So.
Well, can they compete like I say? I know in wheelchair basketball, some people don't need to be handicapped
Right.
to play in wheelchair basketball.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
can you play against teams
we could, I suppose, if we had.
from a competition
yeah.
standpoint to get you ready?
Yeah, we probably could. The coaches play, like Wayne and I, and Jane Arsenal helps out.
Yes.
We play against them. We use sticks when we play against them, no sweeping. So
Yeah.
we do play against them.
Okay.
But it's just that they don't play against other chairs until
Yeah.
we get to Canadian file. But I guess we could get in a chair. We'd probably be worse in a chair than we are standing up with a stick. So, but you'd have to get the chairs and stuff
Yes.
like that. So.
Yep.
But yeah, we actually last year our result was the best ever. We tied for fourth. We lost
Wow.
to a tiebreaker to Ontario, and that's the best. We actually beat the gold, silver medal, and bronze medal winning teams in the round robin last year. So
Must be the coach.
we were pleased with that. Yeah, Wayne. I'll tell Wayne you said that.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. So that's the excitement on our schedule coming up, and like I say, for myself, just probably.
Well, I know Bill McMack and I, we've sort of created this monster, the East Coast Games. And it's the largest multi-sport event in Atlantic Canada for sure, but it could go further than that. But we've marquee different para-sports every year. We had para-basketball in year one,
Okay.
and then last year we had para-rugby as a demo sport. And we're trying to hopefully someday they'll have their own tournament.
Right.
But I think next year, I think the para-rugby guys want to come back, and they had a great time. And we have it out at the university. And of course, all the kids are out there playing basketball. And then we have, like at noon, center court, para-rugby going on. Well, you should have seen all the heads just like we were amazed what
Yeah.
these guys could do.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so it just, give that sport exposure that they might not normally
Right.
have. So,
I know last year when we had the Canadian Wheelchair Championships in Boucherville, Montreal, it's held at the same time as, I might mispronounce it, but Sportif, or it's a large sporting event, and there was rugby, and the rugby guys were staying in our hotel, and they were all in wheelchair rugby.
yeah.
And, they seemed to be having a good time. We didn't get to see any of their games because we couldn't. And also next summer coming up here.
The
we're
55 plus
yes,
games.
over 55 plus games. So we'll be putting our ice in early next year, and we have the hosting the curling game.
Now, is there a para component to the 55 plus games, or?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of. I assume it's men's and women's. I'm not sure if there's mixed or not. So Red's line one right now. They're just coming down, trying to tap it back, playing tight to that guard. They're successful. Good shot.
They should.
So Team Talon seems to be on their game tonight. Wayne may not get back on the ice.
No, maybe he gave them a really good pep talk before he left.
Yeah, maybe. Threatened them.
If you don't play well, I'm going to play on your team again.
Yeah.
Wayne is a great advocate for curling, definitely in this province, and he's done very proactive, bringing events to the Fredericton area. We had the senior nationals there last year, and then there was a huge event there in the summer where they the big cash event that went on that went extremely well. And I know they're looking to host other events. I think they're taking 2018 off, but 2019 they're going to be back bigger, stronger than ever with hosting. I think they're hosting a mixed national,
Right.
and could be a few other things in the works.
Right. Wonderful. That was a good shot. Now, red is line 1. So I just got a text that our friend Wayne Cooper is watching in Ottawa.
Uh-oh.
He wants us to think louder so he can laugh more. Whatever that means.
I get what he wants. Yes, we just want to
He's
thank
just jealous.
We just want to thank Cooper for all the support
Yeah.
here this weekend. At least last year, Coop would come up and give us water.
Yes.
So I just want to let you know, Coop, we don't even have water up here this year. That's budget cutbacks, I guess.
Yeah, I was talking to Steve Thompson's wife downstairs, who's putting the chips on the tables for the teams as they come off the ice, and I asked if she delivered any up here. And
No.
she said no.
No, nothing. But we're still here,
Yeah.
and we're having some great matches going on here this evening.
Here's a takeout going down. Hit that red and try and not jam it.
Nice
He
shot.
did
He
jam it.
did, but he's still
I don't think he
sitting too.
minds getting rid of that yellow one at
No.
the back, because that was there for Dexter to freeze to. So he would rather have that one at the top of the forefoot. Work with that.
But getting back to hosting events,
Right.
I mean, there's three. I always call 3 important factors you need to host. You got to have great venues.
Right.
You know, part one. You got to have a local champion that's willing to put their hand up and say, "Listen, I'd like to go after that event and host it."
Right.
And then the third part, extremely important, is volunteers.
Right.
And if you do not have any one of those 3 parts, you do not have an event. You could have the best venue. You could have a local champion say, "Yeah, I want to do it, but I need 100 volunteers."
Right.
And you don't have any of those. And you could have great volunteers and a great venue, but you don't have a committee that's
Right.
willing to,
Right.
you know, sit down, because as you know how long it takes
Right.
when you're like when we're hosting like a midget national hockey championship, we met for like almost 2 years
Right.
before the event actually happened. And I know Jeff Lacey, when he went after
Right.
the Worlds,
Yes.
the amount of volunteer hours and commitment. So
Right.
it's just not as easy to say, well, how come, you know, certain places hosting and we're not hosting? Well, sometimes, you know, the local champions say, hey, we've done it, done it.
Right.
Pass the torch on to someone else if they want to do it, right?
Yeah.
But it's great when it all comes together, and and you do it for different reasons. Love of the sport.
Right.
You might have family members involved in the sport, so that gives you a little
Right.
added incentive.
Yep.
So there's many different factors, and you want your sport to grow and expose it
Oh, for sure.
to others, right?
Yep, for sure. Get more people involved. I think there was quite an upswing in curling interest once after we hosted the World Women's here a few years ago. So it definitely makes a difference.
Okay, because I can remember, you know, we were having the hockey, outdoor hockey there at Lily Lake, and
Right.
And Jeff had his volunteers out, and they were, you know, had the stones out there, throwing them, you know, just
Yeah.
you know, obviously promoting the up and coming championships, but also, and they were into the schools.
Right.
You know, there was a lot of
Yeah, they did a lot of
programming going
things.
on.
Yep, for sure. Yeah.
And that's where the local curling rinks, like here at Thistle and out at Riverside and whatnot, then they have to follow up on that afterwards.
Right,
Because
for
it
sure.
all starts with the little ones. You got to
Right.
have the grassroots
That's for sure.
and having them come up through the system.
Right. That's for sure.
Because back in the day here, and I'll read here a little later about Jim, you know, when they were playing in the tankard, there was like 100 teams,
Right. Oh yeah. For
right?
sure.
Back in the day.
Yeah. For sure. So Team Talon's playing a hit on the red one. Number 2. Like it's
Nice
over.
shot.
Unless there's one hiding under the tree, I think that yellow's lying 3.
Yes.
And actually, this is the last shot in the end coming up for Dexter.
It's a 5-1 for, I'm going to call them Team Everest.
Okay.
They got the nice Everest jerseys on there.
Front and back. So
Yeah, front and back. So.
Yeah.
Since Wayne, if you were here, we'd definitely call it Team Talent. But since you're not, we're going to go Team Everest.
Team Everest. Get the sponsors.
Yeah. Maybe politically correct, because Everest is in Switzerland. That's politically correct here for going Team Everest.
Yeah. So I think he's playing the double, try and stay for 1. And as soon as this shot's completed, we'll get some updates on the scores. So we're in the 5th end already. So we'll put up scores. Just this last shot from Dexter. Curling too much. Sweeping it hard.
Trying to get rid of 2 of them if you can.
Yeah, and stay, but I think.
No, he's missing.
Yeah, I think it was over curling.
And they're
Game's
shaking
over.
hands.
3 yellow.
And they're going to call it a day.
So we best get some scores here before you finish up, because on sheet 1, Veronica Smith and Pinky is tied 3-3 after 4. It's 4-2 for Jennifer Armstrong over Tatlock on sheet 2, and Sarah Mallet is up 4-2 over Charlie Graham on sheet 3. Matthew is up 5-1 after 3. They haven't put up the 4th end score yet. Robichaud is up 4-0 over Hicks in throwing her second, Robichaud's last shot in the 4th. Again, Talon beat Dexter 8-1, or defeated Dexter 8-1. Paul Dobson's ahead of Jamie Murphy 3-1, just playing the 4th. And Heidi Hanlon scored 2 in the 4th, and she's using the Steve Thompson rule, give up 1, take 2, and he's up 5-1 over McPhee on sheet 8. So that's the scores as of right this point in time.
Well, Dale, thank you very much for helping us out here tonight. And just to let you know, folks, tomorrow we're back on the air at 11:30. And the marquee match will be Heidi Hanlon taking on Kathy Hicks on our featured sheet here at Thistle St. Andrews. So thanks for tuning in to the 6th annual Jim Sullivan Classic from Thistle St. Andrews, New Brunswick. Curling Club.
Yeah, TSA. Curling
TSA.
Club. Yep.
A lot of history here, and as you look around the rink, there's a lot of champions that have played here. A lot of championship banners. We have the firemen, we have the Scotties, we have the tankard, we have the juniors. It's a great, a lot of history here at this excellent facility. So we thank you for tuning in. And we're going to be here Saturday, and Super Sundays we start at 8:30, and semis are at 12, and the championship match will go at 3 o'clock. So this is Keith Rain signing off from St. John, New Brunswick.